Well, hello and welcome to The One Show with Alex Jones.
And Matt Baker. Now, tonight's guests are two best friends, who have grown up together in a world of multiple deaths, dragons and armies of eunuchs. And don't worry, I don't mean you lot, all right?
Well, I have to say, it sure beats school. Please welcome Game of Thrones star Sophie Turner and Maisie Williams.
Lovely to have you with us, both of you.
Thank you for having us.
Here. Looking very stylish as well, girls.
Now, your show is notorious for getting rid of its main characters. I mean, Sean Bean, he didn't even make it, did he, to the second series?
No, he copped out pretty quick.
Yeah. But I think that's what keeps it so interesting, the fact that, you know, we're not afraid to kill off the lead characters and, you know, no one's safe, and I like that about it.
Keeps it exciting for you, though. I guess you must be reading your scripts thinking, am I going or am I staying? Am
exactly.
I going or am I staying?
So, to let us show you ask for a pay rise, then? Just in case.
No. Just be on your best behaviour at all times.
Bribes to the producers works well. But they trick some of the cast members. They write fake death scenes for a lot of them. Didn't they do that for Alfie?
What? Really?
Yeah.
They did that for you?
Not for me, for Alfie.
Right.
So they thought he was going to die.
Yeah, very funny.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, rather cruel of them,
It
but I
is
guess
a
that's
bit
the
cruel.
theme of the show, really. Just keep
Yeah, but if you're not familiar with Game of Thrones, well, don't worry, because later Matt and I will be attempting to sum up the show in 60 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah, what a reaction that got. We'll do our best. Now, with us tonight are some of the hordes who maybe just a little bit too familiar with the show, I think it's the polite way of putting it, but we couldn't keep them out, to be honest, could we? So, if, like them, you enter another world at the weekend, then send us your pictures and tell us what you do for your day job. And it could be anything from, I don't know, the War of the Roses to Star Trek.
Whatever you want. Now, recent figures show that more than twice as many people used food banks last summer than in the same period the year before. And charities have often struggled to keep up with the demand.
But some people are sceptical about the value of giving away free food. So when one charity in Glasgow asked real commuters for help, we sent Joe Crowley to see how the response was.
Thank you, Joe. Yes.
What a response.
If you want to donate or collect food, then you can go to our website for information.
Yeah, what we've done, we've put a link to a map that you can search on. All you have to do is put your postcode in. We put the One Show postcode in, and we got 28 within 10 miles. So to find out where your nearest food bank is, just go to our website and you'll find it from there.
It's very simple. Now, in a moment, we'll be entering the world of Game of Thrones, which features all sorts of fantastical animals like, well, dragons, brought up as pets, you'll know, girls, and crows trained to deliver messages around the land of the Westeros.
Now, we cannot compete with those creatures there in the land of reality here, or can we? Well, Mike Dilger thinks we can.
I've come to this reed bed in Somerset to see one of Britain's most enchanting wildlife spectacles. A starling murmuration. See that black cloud over there? It's not a cloud at all. It's actually the most enormous flock of starlings that have come here to roost in the afternoon. They've been feeding in the surrounding fields of Somerset all day long. And they're here for two reasons. They're here to avoid being eaten by predators like sparrowhawks and peregrines. It's a safety in numbers strategy. Whoa, look at this! And also, as well, they're joining the flock. They're trying to attract more birds to come in. Oh, my word. Look at that. I'm surrounded by starlings. There are hundreds of thousands of birds right in front of me. Look at that. During the day, starlings spread out over pasture land to forage for worms and grubs in the soil. They probe the ground open-mouthed with their sharp, slender beaks, which clamp shut when they sense something tasty. Recently, some of the starlings have made dramatic changes in their feeding habits, and that means finding surprising locations to track down breakfast. Every winter, farmers bring their cattle in from the cold. A few years ago, to boost milk yields, local farmers began feeding their stock a high-energy maize silage, which the cows thrive on. But they're not the only ones. Starlings are really clever birds and supreme opportunists. As soon as one bird finds a new feeding source, it'll pass that information on to the rest of the flock. But for the local farmers, the starling's resourcefulness comes at a price. David, how many starlings do you think are coming into the barns then?
I think there's probably about 10,000 at a time coming in. They eat about half their body weight a day, which is 30 to 50 grams. So if you've got 10,000 birds coming in, you're talking about half a tonne of food. It's about £150 a day, so over a 150-day winter, it's a fair bit of money.
The starlings use the same feeding techniques they would outside in the fields, probing into the silage with their beaks wide open, searching for nutritious maize seeds hidden inside. Starlings are an intrinsic part of the Somerset landscape, and farmers here are finding ways of coping with their new taste for maize.
The birds all go back to roost, so the best thing to do is to start feeding after 4:30 in the afternoon.
But working around the starling's schedule just isn't practical for all farms.
We've tried banging tins, we've had bangers going off, starling noises on CDs while they get used to all of that. We've got one neighbour who uses a Harris Hawk to scare them off, but it doesn't really work.
They're basically really canny birds.
When you do see the murmurations, it is great, but actually I'd rather did it somewhere else.
The farmers might be keen to see the back of these expensive winter visitors, but as a bird obsessive, this is an opportunity too good to miss. So I'm going to try and sneak into the barn and get right into the heart of a starling murmuration. The birds do spook quite easily, but I've brought a little hide along, and I'm hoping that if I sit quietly for a while, they'll realise I'm no threat and will come back in to feed. My legs are just going to sleep when my patience is rewarded. It's taken a while, but the first starlings are finally coming in, coming down to feed. And before I know it, the whole flock moves inside. Birds piling in the whole time now. This is great. Just birds dropping in from all directions, lining up on the bars above the cattle's head. These guys have had a cold night. They're really hungry. Wow! That is a lot of starlings. What a unique experience. Whoa! They've just flushed as one. A massive blur of wings. It's not often that a truly great wildlife experience happens indoors. But I have to say, this will take some beating.
Unbelievable.
It is.
What David the farmer needs to do there, right, is line up a load of hides, right, and then charge bird watchers to come in, and that'll pay for his maize silage. You were just saying there, Maisie, you're from that region? You've never seen that before?
Never seen it before. I'm so disappointed. I need to...
You need to get in one of those hides and pay up.
Yeah.
It'd be perfect. Anyway, now, Game of Thrones is huge. It is, in fact, the most downloaded television series ever. The books have sold 15 million copies, and it's been translated into 40 languages.
Now, the first episode of the latest series is such a big event. It's been shown at exactly the same time on both sides of the Atlantic, so that nobody sees it before anyone else. That's unbelievable, isn't it?
I can hear loads of people going, we need to watch this.
It's 2 a.m. in the UK.
Well, this is the thing, because what is it all about? Well, it's a little bit like the entire past 29 years of EastEnders, with all of the believable storylines removed, and everybody's dressed up like a hobbit. Wouldn't you say?
Too much.
So, here is our guide to Game of Thrones in 60 seconds.
So, there are...
Really get to know a character, they are promptly killed off.
Ah, nice. Now, on the fringes of the action, all dressed in black, there's a very moody Jon Snow. No, not that Jon Snow. Him. Yes, he's fighting to stop the evil Northern Hogue scaling the wall, but no one's really paying any attention, poor chap.
That's because 2 women are marching on. There we just squeezed it in as well. Was that all right?
Yeah. Nicely done.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up to speed? There we are. No need for the box sets now.
Anything you'd like to add?
Spoilers.
So, I mean, obviously the pair of you have been on it since the very beginning, so you were very young. Maisie, were you 13 when you...
12.
You were 12?
Yeah.
So what was it like then to enter that world and then for that to be, you know, the majority of the things you've done
It's
since?
just the best experience ever, and I don't remember anything from the first episode because I was just so in awe of everything. There's animals on set everywhere and crazy things going on, and I was just enjoying every moment of it. And now this has kind of become my life, which is fantastic, and I'm so thrilled. But it kind of started so small and it's grown year after year, so we've had a chance to kind of get used to it, I feel.
And it's really lovely that you two have become very close friends, haven't you, whilst working on Game of Thrones?